Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am getting ready to make some lunch, and I'm making a real simple lunch, but I'm going to make a dessert to go with it because we got some apples that we got from the food bank, and they're red delicious apples, and they're super soft. So I'm going to turn them into a dessert to have with our lunch. So I got my sourdough out of the fridge last week or the beginning of this week. I don't remember. Last week, I think. I tried baking some bread with it and it was like a rock solid. So my sourdough is not rising very well. So what I did was take a little out of here and put it into this jar. And I think I was not feeding it enough flour. So it was kind of slowly starving. But I've got it going now. You can see this line here. Let's see if I can show you this. So I've got this line right here is where it was at when I first fed it this morning at 8:23, and it went all the way up to here after 2 hours, and I've been moving it around a lot, so it's kind of shrunk down a little bit. So it rose almost double in 2 hours, which is excellent for a sourdough. So I'm going to use up that starter, well, some of it this morning, and then I'm going to keep this jar here for my actual sourdough starter, and make sure I'm feeding it enough so that it doesn't starve. So I'm gonna make some cinnamon maple sourdough apple pie to have with our lunch, and this recipe is from the blog Farmhouse on Boone. I will try to link the recipe for you in the description box, but I'm just gonna make that with some apples for our lunch. And then I also have spaghetti left over in here. There's not very many noodles. I'm gonna make some baked spaghetti to have with lunch today, or have for lunch today. And we'll have baked spaghetti and our dessert, and that'll be super yummy. So I'm gonna get to work on all of this. These are my gluten-free noodles. I'm gonna put a little sauce on them. Give them a stir. I'm going to take the rest of these noodles and dump into this sauce. I'm just going to stir this up in here, and then I'm going to transfer it into a pan.
What are we having for lunch?
We're going to have baked spaghetti and sourdough apple pie.
Not baked. Okay. Not baked spaghetti. Can I have some just plain spaghetti?
Nope, we're having baked spaghetti.
Why baked spaghetti? What does baked spaghetti even look like?
It's like this, and I put cheese on top of it.
Oh, does that still stay gooey?
Yeah. So with the apples that I cut up, I went ahead and put, the recipe said, I think 3 tablespoons of butter in the bottom of my pan, and I just melted that all in there so that my apples wouldn't stick and they would get coated with a nice coat of butter. And then I just dumped the apples in there, and the recipe says to let them cook on medium for like 10 minutes, and you're supposed to stir them constantly, but I did not stir them constantly. I didn't have any trouble with them sticking to the pan because they had so much butter in them, but I just let them cook down until they were almost tender, and then I added the other ingredients. While my apples were cooking, I started working on the topping for this. I put some sourdough discard in my bowl and then added 3 eggs, and that was 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then I started mixing that together, and I poured in some melted coconut oil and then added in some baking powder. And it's always so fun to add in the baking powder and watch it react with the sourdough starter, because it really puffs up and gets really nice and fluffy and multiplies, so I always think that's fun to add that in there. So to the apples, I put on some gluten-free flour and some more maple syrup to sweeten those up. I also ended up adding some ground cinnamon in there, just to make it have some cinnamon flavor before I dumped it all into this baking dish. Alright, I just pulled this out of the oven. Smells delicious, and it looks really yummy. I think it's going to be super good. I am making some whipped topping to go with it. Gotta finish whipping that. This is just heavy whipping cream and some maple syrup. And then our baked spaghetti is on the table, and we're gonna have that with some lettuce. I will after we eat. With some lettuce and some of the sourdough bread that I made the other day. So that's gonna be our lunch for today. Thank you for hanging out and watching me cook. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.